Hi, I'm back to give my unsolicited opinion about different shows, and today we're going to be talking about Pretty Little Liars. Today I'm going to be recapping and guessing who A is. So I saw this YouTuber do this series and I haven't watched it yet, but I was like, I never watched Pretty Little Liars either, and I feel like this will be a great series to do. I have watched episodes 1 through 4, and since I pride myself on being able to guess endings of movies and TV shows pretty early on, that's why I'm going to stop for right now to give my predictions of what's going on, and I'm just going to recap you what happened in these 4 episodes. Let's get started. So, the show centers around these 5 main characters, nicknamed the Liars, Pretty Little Liars. The show starts off with these 5 characters in a barn drinking. Eventually they fall asleep. This character right here, Spencer, is gone and Allison is gone. Aria wakes up, says, "Where are they?" She walks outside. Spencer walks up to the barn saying she can't find Allison. She's gone and she might have heard a scream. Dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Anyway, so that's the beginning of the show. Allison is missing. So, these are the characters. Damn, I just watched the show and I'm forgetting names already. Okay, here we go. Hannah, Aria, Emily, Spencer, Allison. These are the 5 main characters. So, throughout the first episode, we get flashbacks to this group when Allison was alive. Allison is definitely the bitch. She's a bitch. She talked about every one of the characters. She basically manipulates everyone's feelings about it. She's not really a great friend. Let's be honest. She called one of them fat a lot and kept telling her to watch her weight. This, that, and the other. Anyway. The show picks up a year later. These 4 haven't been friends. Aria went to Iceland. And these 3, they just didn't talk. So now, let's introduce this character, Mona. Mona was ostracized from the group, especially during the interaction with Allison and Aria. Mona was calling them. Allison was like, "Let's run away from her." Tee-hee-hee. And so they did, and that made her feel really bad. But Mona has become really good friends with one of these 2 characters, okay? It's not really that important. Just know that she's a part of the group now, essentially. But let's go back to Aria for a second. Aria has just come back from Europe, and she's like, "I'm going to go get something to eat." So she goes to a bar, gets a burger. And at the bar is this character right here. This is Ezra. Ezra has just moved to town. And he is a teacher. And he is talking to Aria saying, "Oh, I just started a new teaching job." Aria's like, "Oh, I think I want to be a teacher one day." They get to talking. They end up making out. Okay? They share a moment. So, Aria starts back to school. It's the first day of school. Whose class is Aria in? Ezra. Okay? And their immediate reaction is that, "Oh, this is weird. What the F? This can't happen." You'd think that would be the end of that situation. However, it was not. So in the show, a year later, where it picks up, we see the girls doing various things that they shouldn't be. Hannah. Hannah has a thing for shoplifting. I think she may be a kleptomaniac. Okay? We are giving a visual of her stealing a pair of sunglasses. And first off, she's not even that good of a thief because she left her whole purse. How do you leave your whole purse? Girl, lock in if you're going to be a thief. Oh my goodness, that's sloppy work. My gosh. She deserves to get caught after that one. And this is the 21st century. You went to a high-endish store to steal sunglasses and you think they ain't had no cameras? Lock in, girl, for real. Anyways, so she stole a pair of sunglasses. Security stops her, is like, "Hey, you forgot your bag." She's like, "Oh my goodness, thank you," right? So that was that situation. Aria, we already know, her situation was with Ezra. Emily. So Emily's situation is about the new girl that moves into Allison's house. So the new girl that moves into Allison's house is a teenager as well. She will be attending their high school. And basically they get real buddy-buddy, you know. They just start talking and making conversation. Allison's stuff was on the street. She noticed it. The girl's like, oh, you can take it. It's in my room, but that and the other. So the new girl invites Emily back to her room. They smoke a little weed. At one point or another, they end up kissing. That was the big situation. And for Spencer, her big situation lies with her sister. But Emily's sister has just moved into the loft space, which Spencer, did I say Emily or Spencer? Anyway, Spencer was promised that loft space by her parents for doing good grades and doing all that she was supposed to do. But her sister comes in and is like, hey, my house being renovated. Me and my fiance are going to stay in this loft. And she's like, no, you can't do that. And her sister's like, well, I don't care because I'm already here with my fiance. So Spencer ends up making out with her sister's fiance, who is an adult. And Allison, we not on her yet. And that is the 5 main conflicts that we are presented with. So, who is A? A is an anonymous figure. In our first mention of A, to Spencer. Poor Spencer always wants Melissa's boyfriends. But remember, if you kiss, I tell. A. That is regarding, Melissa is her sister. Boom. Then, the next message we get, I might have done this out of order. This is to Hannah. Be careful, Hannah. I hear prison food makes you fat. A. Regards to her stealing. Then we have, that's later. Now this refers to Aria. When students kiss teachers, someone gets hurt. That's a promise I'll keep. A. And then Emily's was, did you get a good night kiss? Here's one for me. XO. So this is where we are introduced to A. Now, why this doesn't set off alarms in their head, I will never know. If I get an anonymous message, someone telling me something that I did in private, police. I don't care. No, because that's weird. So that means somebody is watching you. Now, let's get to these few other characters to move on. Let's move on to over here. This is a police officer's something face. So, our first introduction with him is when Hannah steals the sunglasses. She goes home. Everything is all dandy-findy. She's having dinner with her mother. And police show up at the door. It's like, yeah, we got you on camera. Shoplifting. Come to the police station. These two are at the police station. This is Hannah's mom, who I share a name with, Ashley. So Ashley is talking to this officer. And basically she's like, what is something I can do? They have coitus to get Hannah off. And can you believe this girl gonna go and do another crime? Your mama just slept with somebody to get you off the hook and you gonna go commit another crime? Tighten up. See, because she getting on my nerve with this criminal shit if she ain't gonna be a good criminal. Anyway, Emily, the new girl who I was talking about, she moved into Allison's house. So about in episode 2 or 3, we find out that, Allison's body has been found on the new girl's property, or Allison's old house. So now they're saying it's confirmed Allison is dead. Is Allison dead? I don't know. But the funny thing is that in the news, they said that the family was going to confirm the body. And then there was a funeral. Meaning that if they released the supposed body, then they would have had to confirm that it was Allison. Right? Right. So they have a funeral. They all attend. Boom, boom, boom. It's a big spectacle because Allison likes to be the popular girl. And her funeral was very popular. Now, that her body has been supposedly dug up. Detective What's-His-Face is now the lead detective on her murder case, and he suspects one of the 4 liars as being the culprit. Allison and Arya was walking one day, and they saw Arya's dad kissing another woman, so cheating on Arya's mom. Allison tells Arya, "You have to tell your mom." Arya was like, "How do I even tell my mom that?" And then Allison was like, "Well, you have to tell her." She does that to a bunch of people. She also does that to Spencer when she kissed another one of her sister's boyfriend. I don't know what that's about. I think that's a psychological thing. But she kissed another one of her sister's boyfriends, and Allison was like, "You have to tell her, and if you don't, I will." And Spencer responded, "If you tell her, I'm going to tell people about what happened to Jenna." Now, who is Jenna? That is a great question. This is Jenna. Jenna is blind. Or so we think. So, what had happened was, we get a flashback to all 5 of the Pretty Little Liars hanging out. And Allison screams and is like, "Oh, that creep." Creep referring to Jenna's brother. And she was like, "He's watching us through the window." I didn't believe that, but that's what she says. And so she was like, "We have to get revenge." And they was like, "Well, should we tell someone?" And she was like, No. That's a little weird that you didn't want to tell anyone. But let's keep going. So she was like, "Let's get revenge." So Jenna's brother, they believe to be in the garage. She throws a stink bomb, some type of firework type bomb in there, and it essentially sets the garage on fire. And Jenna was in there instead of her brother. So Jenna ends up being blind. So that's the secret. Allison knows every one of their secrets, yet they've come to realize that they know none of Allison's. Why is that? The only thing they really have her on is Jenna, and they were all there. So technically, they felt like that was all of them. Why is that? Because Allison is the HBIC, the head bitch in charge. Okay? So we have Mona, Jenna, Ezra, Arya's dad, Ashley, Detective What's-His-Face. We are all caught up on episodes 1 through 4. Now, I'm going to give my predictions just based off of those 4 episodes because I think are pretty good. So, we get these texts from A, all depicting something that has just happened, meaning that somebody is watching them. Okay? Now, A, they want us to think that A is Allison because this is something Allison has said and has done to them, right? And also A. But I think A is not Allison. I don't think Allison's dead, but I don't think A is Allison. Here's why. In order for Allison to send all these messages, she would have to be spying on each of them. And in this nosy small town, somebody would have spotted her, right? So it can't be Allison. Unless she has dramatically changed her looks and is living off the grid as a teenager, then I don't think A is Allison. In the end of episode 4, they hinted at us that Jenna has a way of sending text messages through accessibility adaptation to her phone, right? So they want us to think Jenna is A. Jenna is not A, but I don't think Jenna is blind. When she came through that door and she sat down, right? It looked like she knew those 4 was in there, and not by sound. I think Jenna can see, yet she's pretending to still be blind to hold it over them. I think she's going to do something with that. I don't think she's blind. I believe she was blinded, but I think it was temporary. And now she's just kind of prolonging the reveal. And I think it has something to do with she wants something from them. Okay? A is an Ezra. I mean, he just moved to town. I don't know what his motive would be yet. I don't see how A could be Ezra. Arya's dad can't be A either, because then that'll just be actually very weird. Or you could think that since Mona was left out from the group, that she could be A. That's a theory. I'm going to come back to that one in a second. He ain't A, she ain't A. Okay. So who is A? I think A is multiple people. There's no way that you have enough time in your day to be able to spy on 4 different people when these events are taking place in the same day. You don't have no job? So I think A is multiple people. Okay? And I think A is not led by Allison. Even though I think, for some reason, I think Allison is alive. I think A, the true A, has yet to be introduced. But here are some people who I think may be involved. I think Ezra is involved with A. I think Detective What's-His-Face is involved with A. I think Mona is involved with A. All 3 of these people can have close proximity to all 4 of them, where it looks like being by them wouldn't be weird. Mona, she has infiltrated the friend group. She is not one of the original 5. So she has beef with them. And so she is close enough to infiltrate their secrets and what's going on and hear stuff on the landline. Then we have Detective What's-His-Face. He's a detective. What's he supposed to do? Detect. He is supposed to be snooping. So what better way to utilize your snooping skills than to know what is going on? I think he's involved with A. Then Ezra. He is a school teacher, meaning he sees these 4 at school. And he has been seen in the neighborhood. And so since he lives there and he works at their school, I think he can gather information about the liars. So, to sum it up, 1, 2, 3 are all involved with A, because I don't think A is one person. If A is seeing all of these things, it cannot be one person logically unless they're running from house to house to house to house. And I don't think Allison is dead. I think something happened where her parents or her may have done something shady and they had to cover it up. I mean, she already blinded a person, so I'm sure she's willing to go further. Also, for some reason, I'm getting murderous vibes. I think he murdered somebody or is going to murder somebody. Is that just me? I don't know. Maybe it's just picture. It's giving very much murder. Hannah's mom, if she is so quick to basically bribing an officiant of the law over something as small as shoplifting, what else is she willing to do? I think she is going to do or has done something way worse. And she will end up being blackmailed by A. I'm having way too much fun. That is my recaps and predictions of Pretty Little Liars. We have 2 options here. 1, I can make this a series, and I can watch all of season 1, come back, do a recap, and adjust my predictions of who A is. So I don't think we're going to get to A by the end of season 1. That's too soon. Or I could leave it here and then go to the end of the series, watch the last season, and see if my predictions lined up. So let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are having a great day, I hope you have a better one tomorrow. Don't forget to read the pages on the day you enjoy, and don't be a jive turkey. Like, share, and subscribe, or not. If you don't, A will come after you. Stay safe, stay woke, stay rested. I'll see you later.